Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Mr. Evans K. Ekenobi, your instrumentation master. I'm going to be taking you on instrumentation in oil and gas sector. So if you are in oil and gas, these teachings will be very important to you. It will help you to learn, and it will also help you to remember some of the things you know already. So we are going to look at meaning. What is instrumentation? I want to define instrumentation as instrumentation simply means using different and related instrument or equipment in an engineering field. Using different and related instrument or equipment in an engineering field. When different equipments are used, different and related equipments are used in oil and gas industry, then we can say that is an instrumentation. So instrumentation is using different, note that, and the related instrument or equipment in an engineering field. That's instrumentation. While it's with measurement, instrumentation and control is a branch in engineering field that deals with measurement, control process, design and implementation of systems. So instrumentation and control is a branch in engineering field that deals with measurement. Take note, it deals with control process, and it deals with design and implementation of systems. So this is what we mean by instrumentation and control. Alright, so we shall be looking at we have different types of instrumentation. Take note of that. We have different types of instrumentation, and at the end of the day we are going to choose a particular type of instrumentation we shall be looking at in this station. So we have different types of instrumentation, and we have instrumentation we know as flow instrumentation. This is one of the instrumentation, flow instrumentation. We have analytical instrumentation, and we have pressure instrumentation that deals with pressure. And we have another instrumentation we call water purification equipment instrumentation. This is another kind of instrumentation. And we have another instrumentation we know as level instrumentation. Levels, it talks about level. And we also have valves. We have another type of instrumentation known as valves, and we have another one known as temperature instrumentation, etc. We have different types of instrumentation, but for me we shall be looking at pressure instrumentation and valve instrumentation. I will focus on pressure instrumentation and valve instrumentation. So in subsequent teachings we shall be discussing on pressure instrumentation, equipment that has to do with pressure, and equipment that has to do with valves. We shall be looking at them. So this means that in this particular training we shall be dealing with devices and equipments that uses valves and pressure in an oil and gas industry. Please take note of that. That's what we'll be looking at. Okay. Nevertheless, let's look at functions of an instrumentation engineer. If you are an instrumentation engineer, what are the functions? We are looking at functions. What are your functions as an instrumentation engineer? What are your functions? Functions of an instrumentation engineer. One of your functions, as a matter of fact, is that every instrumentation engineer must be able to testing of equipment. They must be able to test equipment. As an instrumentation engineer, you must be able to test equipment. You must be able to test equipment. Any equipment that is being brought to you, you must be able They must be capable to test that equipment. And number two, you must know how to calibration of equipment. You must know how to calibrate certain equipments, like you must know how to calibrate equipment like chart recorder. You must know how to calibrate chart recorder. You must know how to calibrate gauge. You must know how to calibrate gauge and other equipment. Number three, an instrumentation engineer must know how to inspect and monitor devices. You must learn how to monitor. You must know how to monitor, inspect and monitor devices, different kinds of devices. You must know how to inspect them and monitor them, and know when they have fault, when they are malfunctioning, and when they are working properly. As an instrumentation engineer, you must know how to monitor them to detect when they have faults. Then you must learn how to design and develop some equipments. You must learn how to develop. You must know how to develop certain equipments and how to build them. For example, pumps. You must learn how to build, especially pumps, air pumps. You must learn how to build them, how to develop them and build them. That's one of the things you must do as an instrumentation engineer. You must know how to operate control devices. There are devices that are systems that are, computerized. You must know how to operate them. You must know how to at least certain some equipments that are computerized. You must know how to operate them. So as an instrumentation engineer, you must know how to pressure test. This is one of your functions. You must know how to pressure test valves and other equipments. How to pressure test valves. You must know how to pressure test equipments. You ask you to pressure test air tank. You must know how to pressure test air tank and other equipments. Pressure testing must be one of your functions as an instrumentation engineer. And you must know how to maintain some maintenance of equipments. You must know how to maintain some equipments. Equipments, commonly used equipments, you must know how to maintain them. So instrumentation engineer, here you are. This is what you ought to know. Please, we are going to stop here for now. Please follow us up. Every Saturday we post videos in this station for you to learn and teach others. See you next week. God bless you. Bye. Is this your first time visiting my channel? Please like, click on the red subscribe button and the bell close to it. Subscription is free. Thank you.